YouTube, what's up? I have a way too early 2018 NFL mock draft. I know the fans will enjoy this, so that's why I decided to do it. Kind of want to give you an idea on the prospects that I really like. I'm not predicting this to happen at all. This is not what I think will happen. It's obviously too early. This is kind of based off the guys I like right now, but we got a whole season of both NFL and college football to go through in an off season. So I'm using the same exact order from last year. Obviously, the correct teams and the correct with their correct picks. Obviously, we had the Texans and the Chiefs lose a first round pick, and the Rams, Vikings, and Patriots will be getting their picks back. They did not have one last year, so it's the same order, but the correct teams in the correct spots. Starting with the Browns, I know they just drafted Kaiser, but I think it would be hard for them to pass on Sam Darnold if they had the first pick. I don't expect the Browns to have the first pick, but again, this is mainly just to get an idea on the players, the prospects. So Sam Darnold, I expect to be the first pick. He only had 1 year, so we need to see another year from him. Can he do it? Looks like a great player, great quarterback. Would be a better quarterback than anybody in this past draft as a quarterback prospect. Number 2 pick, the Niners. Niners still really don't have a quarterback. I have them taking Mason Rudolph, Oklahoma State quarterback. Now, I think as of now, I'm a little higher on him than everybody else. Really, nothing wrong with his game. I like everything about his game. Continues to improve. Still got another season. Very accurate thrower. Can throw the ball downfield well. Really, only weakness is he plays in the Big 12 against weaker defensive competition, but still a Power 5 conference. I really like Mason Rudolph. Looking forward to this season. Bears, I have the Bears taking Derwin James, the safety from Florida State. Kind of expected the Bears to maybe go Jamal Adams, safety this year, but I have them grabbing Derwin James, who is another safety like Jamal Adams that I really, really like as a prospect. Expect him to be the first safety off the board if he is in the draft. What are they feeding these safeties? They're coming out of nowhere. Same with the running backs. They're coming back. Really good prospects. Jags, fourth pick. I have them taking Josh Rosen, the UCLA quarterback. Struggled this past year, also injuries, but he shows flashes of greatness, great throws, pro-style quarterback. So I expect him to come back this year and really step it up. Another thing we got to wait and see on. Fifth pick, Rams. Rams taking Cortland Sutton, wide receiver, SMU. Now, I love Cortland Sutton as a wide receiver prospect. I love this wide receiver class. If all these guys come out, it is a stacked wide receiver class at the top of the draft. Cortland Sutton from SMU, 6'4" receiver, really could do it all. Great hands, goes up and catches the ball, does everything right. Weakness, he played against weaker competition, I guess. But that was Corey Davis's weakness. He went 5th overall. This happens to be 5 too. I like Cortland Sutton as a better prospect than Corey Davis slightly. Really like him. And I know the Rams got a couple wide receivers, but they could use a number 1 guy like him maybe. Jets taking Saquon Barkley, Penn State running back. I expect him to be number 1 running back in the draft. Really can do it all. Got to be a Heisman favorite right now. Maybe Lamar Jackson as well. But it's really going to be really interesting to see what he does this year. And the Chargers, I have the Chargers kind of going maybe best player available. Could use interior D-line possibly next year too. Christian Wilkins from Clemson. I remember watching this guy during the year, and I was pretty excited about him for the 2017 draft. But then I realized he was not in that draft, so it was a little disappointing because he's an excellent player, got a ton of potential. And the 8th pick, the Panthers, Arden Key, excellent pass rusher. This guy at 8th overall is a great value pick. He's going to be higher on my board as of now. Again, way too early. But really, he has everything except for the size and the strength. He's kind of on the lighter side. If he was maybe like the size or the strength of Myles Garrett, he would be better than Myles Garrett, I think. But he really does everything right, gets to the quarterback very high level. Bengals taking Mike McGlinchey, Notre Dame offensive lineman. This offensive line class is going to blow away last year's offensive line class. Very stacked. A couple of Notre Dame guys, actually, who are very solid. Bills with James Washington, wide receiver, Oklahoma State. Really nothing wrong with his game, too. 6'1" receiver, can do it all. Very fast on the field. He went against Chidobe Awuzie, who got drafted by the Cowboys. Some expected him first round. But James Washington went head-to-head against him in a bowl game and just completely torched him. Just made him look silly. So James Washington can play. Saints take Malik Jefferson. Obviously, Saints could always use more defense. Malik Jefferson, the linebacker from Texas. Great prospect, ton of potential. Should be the best linebacker in his class. True linebacker. Eagles with the receiver, they could be losing maybe an Alshon Jeffrey, and they could just use another one anyways. Deion Kane, wide receiver from Clemson. Speed combined with size is crazy for this guy. We need more production this year. With Mike Williams gone, I expect more. This guy can fly for about a 6'1" guy, can catch the ball very well, very dangerous, the ball in his hands. So this guy can end up being the first receiver off the board. Just need to see a little more. With Mike Williams gone, it should happen. Cardinals take Josh Allen, quarterback, Wyoming. Now, I'm not as high on Josh Allen as everybody else right now. Decision making, throws a lot of interceptions, needs to get that accuracy up a little bit. And that's playing for Wyoming, playing against weak competition. Deshaun Watson got bashed for throwing, 17 picks, playing in the ACC, and Josh Allen threw, I think, 15 this last year. So, still got another year to fix this. Yeah, pro style. Yeah, he's got the technique, mechanic down. But I need a guy that can play, so I'm not as high on him. But I'm guessing he will have a great year, really step it up. The Vikings, I have the Vikings taking Quentin Nelson, the offensive guard from Notre Dame. Vikings are pretty much only need is an entire offensive line, and then they would be a pretty good team. They signed some tackles this year, so they can always use another guard. Nelson, I'm expecting to be the best true guard in the draft. Colts take Harold Landry. Harold Landry, I expected to come out this last year, would have been a first rounder. Can play D-end or outside linebacker. Very good at getting the quarterback. Forces fumbles, pass deflections at the line. Very good at it all. Boston College guys continue to play well at defense, so I like Harold Landry. Ravens take Christian Kirk, Texas A&M receiver, another receiver. This is like an Odell Beckham type, I think, Christian Kirk. He's all over the place on the field, like all these receivers in this draft. Ravens can use one of those guys. Redskins take Marcus Allen, safety from Penn State, another safety that I really like. Redskins, I expected to get one a little earlier this year's draft, so maybe next year. Titans, Travaris McFadden at the top of the nation in interceptions at just a young age from Florida State. Titans only got one corner in this year's draft. They could use another guy like McFadden, 6'2" corner. They could use a bigger corner, and I mean it's pretty much a toss-up between him and this next pick. The Bucs taking Minkah Fitzpatrick, the Bama corner, toss-up. Either one, they could be swapped. They can go earlier in this. Both playmaking corners. McFadden had more interceptions, more pass deflections, and is 6'2", so I went with him over Fitzpatrick. But Fitzpatrick's all over the place in all parts of the game on defense. Broncos, Darius Geis, the LSU running back when Fournette was out, he was tearing it up, so I expect him to be in the first round. And back-to-back running backs here. Lions take Josh Adams, Notre Dame running back. Nobody's really talking, all these early 2018 mocks and big boards, nobody's really talking about Josh Adams, Notre Dame running back. I really like Josh Adams. Big guy, can really move for a big running back, breaks tackles, really does it all. There'll be games where they'll use him in the passing game. He'll go downfield and catch it over a defensive back. They need to do that more at Notre Dame, I think, because he does it well. He gets some room. He can move for a big guy. So I like Josh Adams. Not enough talk. I know that Notre Dame offense, they'll kind of use a running back for a couple years and just move on to a next one. That's happened plenty of times, I feel like, so we'll see what they do with Josh Adams. I expect him to be the lead back there. Dolphins take Connor Williams, Texas offensive lineman. Texas O-line was very, very good this past year. He's their best offensive lineman. Could go earlier in this. Another offensive lineman, Mitch Hyatt, the Clemson's best offensive lineman, so Clemson Tigers. So Giants failed to get top one this year, so maybe next year. Raiders, Azeem Victor, the Washington linebacker. Maybe the Raiders could use another linebacker in the middle there. He's a good player. Browns take Calvin Ridley. Yes, another wide receiver. Another really good wide receiver that could go higher in this. It's just the talent at wide receiver. Browns with 2 picks. Get the quarterback at the first overall if they have it, and then get a big-time receiver here. Seahawks get Orlando Brown, Oklahoma offensive lineman. Seahawks could always use a more offensive line. Bills take Jair Alexander, the Louisville corner. He's a playmaking corner. Really kept them in the Clemson game and a couple other games. Really went off on defense. Cowboys, Vita Vea, Washington interior D lineman. Could always use more defense in Dallas. Packers, Bradley Chubb, the NC State D end. This is the NFL D end. When I seen him for the first time last year, I could see him being, I mean, he's really good in college, but I can see him being one of those guys that it just ends up being better in his NFL career than college career, but he's all over the place. Quinn Blanding, the Virginia safety. I expected him last year, and he could have been a first, second round, or maybe early second round pick. Very good safety. there. The Steelers may need another one. Steelers are got a lot of depth on their team already, though. And the Falcons, Deshaun Hand, another Bama defensive lineman. He'll probably end up being better than this, but production-wise, some of the other guys better right now. And the Patriots, Jerome Baker, Ohio State linebacker. Patriots could possibly use another linebacker. Guys I left out, Lamar Jackson, obviously a favorite. Not an NFL quarterback right now. Needs to improve his throwing and accuracy by a good amount this year. I like his game, though, at the college level. He's an RG3. He's probably a poor man's RG3 right now. RG3 can really throw the ball for that style. Lamar Jackson can't throw the ball. He just needs to work on it a little bit. But somebody can fall in love with his style, possibly. And Nick Chubb would be a first-rounder, but injuries and lack of receiving game as a running back, I should say, could do more of that. Not saying he can't do it. Maybe they just don't want him to do it in Georgia, but injuries are scary as well. But he could be a first-rounder. Plenty of other guys, but those are the guys that I like right now in this way too early mock draft. So please like and subscribe for more sports coverage, gaming coverage coming your way. Getting back at that. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.